Greetings and salutations, all you sexy mofos out there. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, all of that good stuff. Brother Akiharho here, ready to deliver to you another splendiferous and glorious WWE review. And this time we got it for Monday Night Raw, and that's coming to you live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And as per usual, WWE, you know WWE can't start the show off without a handy-dandy recap, right? And of course, they did just that. But this time, you can kind of see why they would give you a recap after all of the hubbub with the whole mump situation with Roman Reigns and of course, AJ Styles did step in there, to replace Mr. Sister Abigail. And I said it just like that, Mr. Sister Abigail, because that's what they were going to do to him. So thankfully, the mump saved us from having to see a cross-dressing Bray Wyatt. All right, so once again, Raw starts on off with a recap from the glorious TLC that we had last night with Kurt Angle, and it was nice to see Kurt Angle get back into the ring after 11 and a half years. Excuse me, I should say get back into a WWE ring after 11 and a half years. If you haven't seen Kurt Angle wrestle this year, he was just wrestling as of February. He had a stellar match with frickin' Cody Rhodes, which resulted in him doing a moonsault off the top of the cage. I won't spoil the match for you, but just go and check it out there, okay? So Kurt Angle comes on down to the ring, and he's looking pretty good. I was happy to see him. He claims that this is a new chapter in his life. Kurt Angle is ready to turn over a new leaf and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with that. Says it was a dream come true for him to compete after 11 years. You know what I'm saying? In the WWE ring. So he was very, very happy about that. And and that was then, and this is now. And now he wants to look forward to Survivor Series. And that's coming up in 4 weeks right here in Houston, Texas, baby. So he's happy about that. He proceeds to list off the Survivor Series matches, and they're going to be doing them, unlike last year where they did like the 5-on-5 and the 5-on-5, and it was mainly team-based. They're going to be doing some champion versus champion matches. So they've already put off that it's going to be Alexa Bliss versus Natalia, and of course we're gonna have the Usos versus the Shield, which is gonna be freaking fantastic, because if it's one team that has not let us down, that we can all say has been doing really, really well on SmackDown, and that's the Usos. Since this new refresher, the Usos have been 120%. They have been bringing their A game every night. All right, so definitely with that. Now let's see what else we're gonna have here. So pretty much it's just gonna be title versus title. Now that's probably gonna be Baron Corbin, if he still has the belt within 4 weeks. We don't know, and that's gonna be Baron Corbin versus Miz, depending on who has the belt as well. And then of course, as you all heard from the Maharaja, the failure himself, Jinder Mahal, last week, he wants to fight Brock Lesnar, and we're gonna be talking about that when that comes up later on. You know what I'm saying? So, he pretty much got all the champ versus champ matches. Then the Miz comes on out there, you know what I'm saying? And Miz is upset, He's like, you did all of this and all of that, and you still failed to realize after all of this time that it's the Miz's show, that it's Monday Night Miz, apparently, which I have no problem with, because Miz is a great talker. He did a really good job last night. I had no problem with that clusterfuck of a match, 50 minutes worth of TLC. So it was actually pretty good. I had no problem with that. Miz held his own last night. He did a good job. Moving on past that, So Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus, they try to swarm the ring. They a la Shield style with Kurt in there. And it actually looked like, well, they were going to kick his ass. Now that we know Kurt is healthy, he's ready, willing, and able to, have some action, they were ready to give that to him, you know what I'm saying? Which I had no problem with. And then Seth and Dean come on out. They come on right out of the crowd. The funny thing is that you see the other dudes, you've got Curtis Axel out there, you've got Cesaro, you've got Sheamus, and you've got Miz. So basically, it's a 4-on-1 situation right now. As soon as Dean and Seth come on down from out of the crowd, you know what I'm saying, they start backing away like, y'all forget that it's now still an extra person, but I understand you got to sell the Shield and all that, but I just wish sometimes that storytelling could actually write in common sense situations, to where even if the bad guys have to always be smarmy and they have to be sniveling and run away, sometimes they can realize that they hold an advantage in the situation. And it seems like even when bad guys have an advantage, sometimes they forget they have that advantage, and it just kind of goes right out of the window. Case in point. So Kurt Angle makes this an impromptu match. He's like, you know what? We're going to do this Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus versus Dean, Seth, and who just decided to stay an extra night. AJ Styles. Now, I thought we were only getting AJ Styles for one night only, like they said, you know. But then again, John Cena and The Rock, once in a lifetime. Then he didn't do it twice in a lifetime. So, you know what I'm saying? So there we go there. But seriously though, I thought AJ was gonna be after that, and I'm hoping that we don't quietly, you know, like thief in the night, and then we just casually move AJ Styles over here to Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay, because I got to see AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins against Cesaro, Sheamus, and freaking The Miz. So I was totally okay with that, you know what I'm saying? And it was actually a really good match, you know what I'm saying? They gave it a decent bit of time, you know, they went out there, they did their stuff here. What can I say about these guys? They've all got good chemistry. The Miz is, you could probably argue, is the least qualified out of those guys in the ring, and that's why I stress in the ring, because Miz is way better than all them dudes on the microphone. I'm sorry, Dean Ambrose is close, but the Miz, oh man, that dude is on another level here when it comes to just hand him a microphone and watch him go, man. You know what I'm saying? So after that, you know, AJ Styles, he wins with a phenomenal forearm to Cesaro, as well. He should have. And seeing that AJ and Cesaro, come on. We already know Cesaro is good. We already know AJ Styles is good. Everybody knows that. Nobody, ask the internet wrestling community. Ask us. You know what I'm saying? People know Cesaro is good. People know AJ Styles is good. Now just imagine them having a feud, having like a serious program for like a title or something. So it's not just some throwaway that they put on a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So just picture that. Cesaro versus AJ Styles. That's some excitingness that I wish would happen, and I hope it does happen later on into the future. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now we got Kane, and he comes on out. I know, and I was looking down, and I'm like, I can't even believe this. This is Kane after all of these years. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kane comes on out. He beats up AJ, Dean, and Seth all by himself. You know, so he's Super Kane now. Now, where was this Kane at a while ago? Who knows? Because this is why I have a problem with creative, because they will take people who should be consistently good. Let's just say, for example, all right, you want to have a Kane here. He's a monster now. Now, in a few months, he won't be a monster. He'll be losing all over the place. But what makes this Kane so different than the other Kane before that was jogging all over the place? You know what I'm saying? That was working for Seth Rollins and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That helped him to win the freaking Money in the Bank. You know? Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So he comes on out there, and then he pretty much starts a feud with Braun Strowman, just like we thought. And as soon as I saw that last night, as I even talked about on the on my wrestling review I did for the TLC, once I saw Kane hit him with that chair, I was like, clearly they don't have nothing else for Braun Strowman to do. So you telling me they just put Braun in this match just so Kane can accidentally hit him, so that Kane can come back and fight him? You know, it was ridiculous, you know. And yes, Kane now had to stop running for mayoral. Mr. Glenn Jacobs himself said, you know what? I've been hearing about this monster. I'm the only monster. Pretty much, to sum it up, Kane is jealous. Kane says he's hearing about Braun Strowman. He's hearing this. He's hearing that. He's the monster. He's the monster. I'm the real monster. That's basically what Kane said. Cry me a river, Kane. Seriously, cry me a river, Kane. That's basically what it is. So he wants to start a program with Braun Strowman, of all people. We already know how that's going to go. Big Show had a better chance of winning than Kane did. You know, unless are we seeing this like Attitude Era Kane, to where he was one time he freaking handcuffed Shane McMahon and put battery cables to his testicles. Are we talking about that Kane that's kidnapping people, the one that pushes Zack Ryder in the wheelchair or off the ramp? Because there's different iterations of Kane. We got this Kane that's watered down that we see, or we talking about the Kane from back in the day that was like locking dudes in the freezer and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did to Paul Bearer and put him in that freezer and whatnot. You know. So if that's the Kane, maybe I could see that. Because Braun Strowman, we see him as being hardcore, of course. But we don't see Braun Strowman as being a sadistic dude. Braun Strowman is not out there purposely trying to injure people, trying to harm them. Kane is like, I'm going to kill your family. Braun Strowman is just like, I'm just going to beat you up in the ring just to say I'm better. So that might be the one edge. If you were going to stick within kayfabe, and if you were going to suspend your disbelief to just watch the show as it's being presented, right? How would you believe that Kane was going to stand to Braun Strowman within the confines of the story? Unless Kane was just going back to his old crazy self, in which, seriously, who in the WWE can match Kane in terms of like the sick sadisticness? You know what I'm saying? He calls himself the devil's favorite demon. That's not my words. Those are his words. You know what I'm saying? That's what he calls himself that. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. And Finn Balor comes on out to accept the challenge after Kane puts out this monster style challenge the way Braun Strowman would do. You know, he was like, if anybody's in the back, you know, come on out here and fight me. I want competition. So Finn Balor comes on out, and I'm scared. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. Finn Balor, right? But, oh wait, no, this is bad. Why? Because Finn Balor just won his match last night against AJ Styles, and now he's going to come out here and be fed to Kane, just so that we can put Kane on some kind of a winning streak to re-establish Kane, you know, after being gone for this hiatus, so that he can look like a credible opponent for Braun Strowman at the next pay-per-view. We understand what they're doing. We understand why they're doing it. Did you have to use Finn Balor? Did he have to go over on him clean? Kane could have won via disqualification. Let's just say you wanted Finn to get beat up and Finn to lose. Finn could have lost because Kane just kept beating on him and the referee just threw the match out. Kane could have still won. But no, you had to have him decimate Finn Balor. And once again, what are you showing us? That Finn Balor sucks by himself, and then he has to come back as the demon to beat up another demon? Is that what we're going to have here? Demon Finn Balor versus Demon Kane? Because it could be set up like that. Because for all we know, that squash, because that's pretty much essentially what it was, squash Finn Balor. That could be set up so that we could have a Demon Kane versus freaking the Demon Finn Balor, you know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much that, and he beat Finn Balor senseless, 3 freaking choke slams, you know. And after the first choke slam, I was like, okay, so maybe Finn Balor was going to kick out of this. All right, I could see that. It's going to show him some toughness, you know. And then after the second one, I was like, oh no, don't do this. And then the third one, I was like, well, there goes any momentum. And you know how the WWE loves to use that term and throw it around, momentum. There goes what little bit of momentum Finn Balor had, especially if he wants to be challenging freaking Brock Lesnar for a title shot, right? And considering how he never got his return. He was injured. He had to relinquish it because of an injury. And as we all know, per the rule books, he would get an automatic return title match because he technically never lost it. Okay? But he ain't never got that, and it's been over a year. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Kurt Angle backstage. You know, he's talking on the phone, and his most terrible freaking just the worst way possible. Kurt will be like this on the phone. Yeah. Okay, I'll call you back. That's it. Kurt Angle never hangs up the phone. Wait, real people. Oh shit. Let me end the call. Or end call. Kurt Angle never does that. I love Kurt, but please. He's just so damn cheesy backstage. And then comes freaking Shane McMahon, you know what I'm saying? Just as cheesy as him, but I love these two, you know what I mean? I was definitely digging it. And then they pretty much go into the competition, you know, to try to build up for the Survivor Series as fast as possible because of the 4 weeks. So rather than like WWE should have done, you know, giving us gradual build up and this and that, so on and so forth, you know, they've got to go into scramble mode. So now you're going to see a lot of things on this show happen at hyperspeed to make up for the lack of time that they have. They've got to move fast now, you know what I'm saying? And then with the whole mump situation, they don't know. Is Roman Reigns coming back at Survivor Series? Or he may not, because he actually has the mumps. So he could heal fast from it, or it could take a little bit extra time to heal. So there's a possibility that Roman may not make Survivor Series. And I know a lot of you out there are hoping he doesn't. Look, I don't want the guy to die, but it would be nice to see the show and to show WWE that wrestling can function without Roman Reigns. And wrestling can actually sustain really good levels without him. And it's not because people don't want to like Roman Reigns. They just see that the agenda to make him and shove him down our throat is just so blatant when he doesn't even really. Okay, if Roman has the skills that you claim he do, you just really don't show him with this constant shoving the Shield in our face type thing, even when he wasn't in the Shield and looked like he was in the permanent Shield, you know what I'm saying? The dude is just bland. But anyway, moving on. So Shane and Kurt Angle, they're back there. They're going over how each of them is going to beat each of them at the Survivor Series. It's usually what they do during the Survivor Series. Vince McMahon, look, WWE, you, and especially this is for you, Vince, because you said you wanted competition, you wanted blood. What the hell? Shit. Freaking fly or something flying around here. You wanted competition, you wanted this, you wanted that when you first did the brand split, right? And since then, you know, the competition only comes up, what, once a year during Survivor Series, they never talk about, you know, the brands competing against each other and all that. So now they finally decided to bring it up. Oh yeah, oh look, Raw versus SmackDown, you know. Then we got Asuka versus Emma, and this was a really good match, and I enjoyed it. And I just wish that they would have presented Emma on Monday Night Raw like this a long time ago, rather than having Emma, you know what I'm saying, the bubbly dancing girl. Because now you got a lot of people confused. I'm reading over here like, well, why isn't Emma just getting beat and all of this? I'm like, actually, Emma's rather skilled here. You know, I'd say she's one of the better girls on Monday Night Raw. I know Sasha Banks gets a lot, and there's nothing wrong with Sasha Banks. I think she's totally fine, but people tend to sleep on Emma quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty damn good, and it was nice to actually see her showcase some of those skills tonight. And boy, did she showcase those skills against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, as William Regal would say, Asuka. Man, oh man, I like me some Asuka, and Asuka won. You know, she beat her down again as usual. You know, but it was a nice competitive match, and a lot of people are wanting to see Asuka squash matches. I just want to see competitive matches. Sure, Asuka can squash people, and I think once she gets her footing in here, she might start to do that. You know what I'm saying? But let's not sleep on Emma. You know what I'm saying? She's not a jobber here. They're not feeding Asuka jobbers. Go back and watch her NXT matches. When she was fighting local talent, sure, I won't say jobber. When she was fighting local talent, sure, you know what I'm saying? But she had some competitive matches in there, you know what I'm saying? She had a couple of matches with Nia Jax, and those were way more than 5 minutes long, you know what I'm saying? She had a competitive match with Mickie James. It was fantastic. Nikki Cross, fantastic. Ember Moon, it was freaking fantastic. And as I said, it was a freaking fantastic match. Bayley, she had some competitive matches with her, and they were actually longer than 5 minutes, so they weren't squash matches. So they were pretty good. And Becky Lynch too, you know. So they were actually really good matches. So to see Emma, actually, yeah, really, I could say that. So to see Emma, you know, show up and actually maintain a decent footing against Asuka was okay in my eyes. Now, like I said, Asuka's gonna turn up the intensity. You know, she's still getting her footing. You know, she's still feeling it here. You know, adjusting to the crowd and everything. And after that, it's over. My homegirl, she's gonna take him down, man. Asuka all the way. You know, Asuka, baby. So after that, we got Alexa Bliss on the way to the ring, you know what I'm saying? They show her walking out there, you know, as per Alexa Bliss. And you could tell by the way she looking at it. You look at it, it's a petite, cute little white girl. And I don't mean to say it like that, but I understand what WWE goes for. I understand. And I talk like that. When you take all kinds of public relation classes and you take all kinds of marketing classes, you tend to see what kind of trends are in and you know, what's going right now. And for WWE, and particularly what's in society, as smaller Caucasian women, and that's why Alexa Bliss remains and continues to be the champion. And it's not like she doesn't have skill. Alexa Bliss is fire on that mic, and she's getting better in the ring. You know what I'm saying? That what's that Blix Sparkleplex? Is that what you want to call that? You know, that sparkle move she does from the top, it's getting a lot better. I will give her this. She's gaining, and she's getting a lot of skill. But in terms of what society wants, in terms of what's in America right now, an Alexa Bliss or Harley Quinn look, that's what's in right now. Now, granted and thankfully, they're not going the Kelly route, and they just put a girl in who couldn't do anything. So at least we get Alexa Bliss, who looks the part, is learning to wrestle better, okay? Because you know, she's still a little, but she's getting better. That everybody can see Alexa Bliss is getting better. And on the microphone, I mean, I think she's probably the best girl on the microphone there. People, Charlotte this and that. Charlotte is a little too monotonic for me, and I like me some Charlotte. You know, she needs to work on her tone. She sounds very, very scripted. Alexa Bliss, I've heard her voice go up, down, left, and right. Her facial expressions like like it's spot on. I'll give her this. She's not everybody's cup. She's at least not my cup of tea. I'm more, as y'all know, into the Nia Jax. I would like just a wee bit bigger for me, you know. But Alexa Bliss, I can see why people like her. You know what I'm saying? And she's working that crowd. And I gotta say, I've always admired it. If I ever became a wrestler, or if I ever do make it being a wrestler, my thing is I like the crowd. I have no problem public speaking. I have no problem just talking to people, you know what I'm saying, walking up to them. So what I would be doing is I would be playing to that crowd so much. And she actually played to the crowd like the old school style, you know. She's all like, as we knew, every time after one of her defenses, she always gets mad because people either A, they don't DM her with, oh my God, you're so amazing, good job on your title, you know. B, they don't throw her parties and stuff. And C, she doesn't get massive amounts of emails sending her out praises and adulation. You know what I'm saying? So she says this after every successful title defense. And this time she did not disappoint. She said the same thing. But here's the kicker. Here's where she got better, right? Homegirl starts saying, yo, all y'all was going crazy and gaga for AJ Styles, and that was, but here's the part that a lot of people I heard missed out on. She goes, and they were just two grown men staring at each other. I mean, come on, what does that say? And I'm like, that's a good point. She said y'all were going gaga for AJ Styles and Finn Balor, just sitting there just staring at each other. Oh snap! And then she was like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all some stuff, right? And then you're gonna repeat it. So you're gonna say, you deserve it. And then she goes, she's like, well, what's going on here? She said, what's going on here? Huh? Why are y'all not chanting? I get it. Perhaps I was going a little too fast. Maybe you all didn't understand me, you know? Oh man, she starts working the crowd real hard, starts ribbing them, and I was totally okay with that, you know what I'm saying? And while she's doing this, then Mickie James comes out. I gotta take the time to calm myself down from the amazingness, the illustriousness that came from freaking Mickie James. My goodness gracious, I don't know what's going on, but like I said, where I was like, she toned down on the makeup, you know, so you see more of her naturalness comes through and whatnot. Like, holy crap, this girl had on some like 6-inch heels on here and did some kind of super Mickey DDT, dropped on that, looking good. Like, I'll tell you this, Mickie James, they can sit here, oh, she's 36, she's older, this and that. I would take her personality, her looks, her in-ring skill over half of the younger girl roster. And I don't care that she's an older woman. She's older than me. That's totally, I think she's 4 years older than me. That's totally fine. Don't care. Would take that in a heartbeat and be completely happy with it. Like, okay, it's fine with me. I would take a real woman like her over a childish little girl like Alexa Bliss any day of the week. Because you know Mickie James knows how to cook. You know she know how to get down in that kitchen. You know Mickie James knows how to treat a dude. Alexa Bliss, she probably order out, you know what I'm saying? Alexa Bliss probably like, nah, she just look at you like you're stupid, like, you expect me? Nah, Mickie James, that's a real woman right there. Oh my goodness gracious, she exudes confidence. She exudes like lady, like, oh man. Look, I could go on forever, you know, like, Nia Jax, I tell you, oh man, Nia, you got competition here with this Mickie James while you're gone, you know, and it still saddens me that there's no Nia Jax. I'm not even gonna get into that, but there's no Nia Jax. Where's my Nia? 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 I hope you get better and all of that stuff. But we're gonna move on because Nia, my heart beats for her. Now we got Elias seen backstage. You know, he's got his little guitar. He's coming on out there. Now we got Elias in the ring after the break, and I love this guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting so much better. You know. And I wondered if him and Xavier didn't know how to play the guitar or the trombone, and they were just told, they were given a gimmick. They were like, okay, I want you this trombone, or here's this guitar, and he just started learning how to play it on the fly. Because I'm telling you, every time I see Elias, he gets better, man. He's hitting them licks on there, you know what I'm saying? So I'll give him that, you know. And then we got Elias. He starts having technical difficulties, you know. I think it was about 3 times, you know. He was like, okay, I'm going to get this song out because you people need to hear this song because it's going to save you. Now hold your applause, right, and your cell phone, your camera, cell phones and whatnot until after I'm done, okay? I love that, man. He's getting that Vicky Guerrero good heat. I'm definitely enjoying this Elias Sampson. So he gets the technical difficulties. And after the 3rd time, he gets fucking pissed. But seriously, he gets pissed into such a realistic way. I'm like, holy shit. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, I'm trying to do this. He's like, which one of you idiots can't do the sound back there? Lance, is that you? I'm going to come back there and I'm going to kick your ass, Lance. I kid you not. He really said that. He called out the dude. He was like, now we already know cameraman Stu. He was like, look, Lance, is that you back there? You screwing up, Lance? I'm about to come back there and kick your ass, Lance. But it was freaking Jason Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And then Jason Jordan was causing the technical difficulties. Then they go ahead and do it. Elias versus Jason Jordan. You know, and it was a decent match for what it was. You know, what can we really say about Jason Jordan other than the man is as bland as non-seasoned cooking. You know what I'm saying? And he smiles too much. He's just happy to be here. I can't stand him. He's just like, what's the difference between Jason Jordan, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander? They're all talented in the ring. Super talented in the ring. All they do is smile and dance. They just smile and they're happy to be here. That's them all the time. Yeah, exactly. Jason Jordan is boring ass, you know. He looked like he was doing some decentness outside until Elias hit him with the guitar, and I never felt so happier. The way Elias is smacking people upside the head with a real guitar. This does not look like a gimmick guitar like Jeff Jarrett or the Honky Tonk Man used to use. This does not look like it's worked to explode on them. Like that guitar used to explode into 100 pieces. This guitar is just barely breaking. Like, holy crap, are you getting really hit with a mahogany body wooden guitar here? Because you know that's that real sturdy good wood. That's not that balsa wood cheap crap, you know, or that particle board cheap crap. You know what I'm saying? This is like real. You know what I mean? Like, you get hit over the head with like a Fender Stratocaster. You know what I'm saying? Or an Ibanez. You're gonna fucking feel it. You know, acoustic or not, you're gonna feel it. You know. And his arm, or it might have been this arm, bruised the heck up from it. I mean, you could see it just from here, all on the side of there. He had to do it with a guitar, and he had to try his best to put his arm up to block that guitar. A real guitar, I mind you. Elias hit that man with a real guitar as if it was a baseball bat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be feeling that in the morning. So then we got Brock Lesnar out, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all ain't seen it, go and check out my page, the Wrestling Multiverse, where I made this picture of Brock Lesnar on the back of a milk carton, you know, because Brock, I mean, I like the guy, he's legit, he's this, he's that, but I mean, he's not good for ratings. You know, you put the belt on him to legitimize it, it's great, but he shows up when he wants to show up, you know. Survivor Series, TLC, he could have been on the TLC, but you can't pay Brock enough to do this, to do that. That's the only thing I don't like about him. I get you worked your way up to that point to where you can do that, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it. I can respect you for your decisions and respect you for working your way to that point, but you're not good for the product. If I was to take a survey of people all around, you know what I'm saying, that watch wrestling and ask them how they felt about Brock Lesnar just showing up whenever and basically holding the championship hostage, you know what I'm saying, and not because he's legitimately beating people, no, because they put the belt on him. So if this was UFC and Brock did all of that, well, he's the champion. He's doing this because he can. We're in a scripted environment here, and Brock is holding on to this belt pretty much indefinitely. Remember the whole Naomi situation, right? Remember the whole Finn Balor situation. They had to give up these belts because they couldn't show up for 30 days. We've seen Brock Lesnar not show up for more than 30 days at a time consistently, and no one mentions it. It's like it just goes away. Like, you know, it's that one of those plot hole inconsistencies, you know, like, oh, well, we can't use it right now, so we'll just not mention it because we don't want to back ourselves into the old proverbial corner, so to speak. And that's why I don't crack up over Brock no more. I mean, he's great. He's good in the ring when he wants to be good in the ring, when he feels motivated, but the energy that him and Randy Orton put off, and I would tell Brock to his face, you know, you got to a point to where you can be complacent, and that's fine because that's what you choose to want to do, and you have that choice. But that doesn't mean that we at home are going to then continue to support you to the lengths that we used to support you. Because like I said, you can come in, get the money and go. You got the right to get the money and go, but we also got the right to not feel the same way about you that we used to feel about you because we see what's happening. Take your money and go, okay? So then I'm going to take my interest and go elsewhere. And that's what a lot of fans are doing. They're taking their interest and they're going elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But Paul Heyman, you know, he tries to come out here and he does his best. You know, I thought per Paul, he was going to come out here and try to do his best to sell Jinder Mahal here, or as Brock, excuse me, not Brock, as Kurt Angle says, Jinder Mahal. You know, Jinder Mahal. So Kurt, I mean, see, like not Kurt, excuse me. Paul is out here, and then he's you know, he's saying I don't usually. Actually, Paul selling the pay-per-view per the way Paul knows how to sell the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? And then the kicker to all of this was Paul Heyman talking about how much he didn't like Jinder Mahal. Like I said, I thought he was going to come out here and start selling things. You know what I'm saying? But he even got to that point. He was like, look, I don't ever trash talk people because, first of all, if you're worthy enough to step in the ring with Brock Lesnar, or if you're worthy enough to get written in, you know, then you must be a worthy challenger. You know, so I never trash talk Triple H. I never trash talk John Cena. I never trash talk Samoa Joe. I never trash talk Braun Strowman. Because they were worthy opponents. So I had to take them seriously. There was no need to trash talk them. And then you thought about it. It was like, how are you going to trash talk Braun Strowman? I'm like, okay, or Samoa Joe, especially him. It made sense per Paul logic. I'm like, all right, but you, on the other hand, Jinder Mahal, he called him trash. He called him worthless. He's nothing. He said you barely survived getting past Randy Orton. You barely survived getting past Shinsuke Nakamura. And you can't win without the Singh brothers. You know what I'm saying? And that's all of this is true. Basically, Paul Heyman said what he knew the IWC would have wanted to hear. Look, WWE is a multi-billion-dollar company with PR people this, PR people that. They fired a dude for taking a picture, and it was on social media, which means that they have somebody combing social media to understand what's going on. They are well aware of what the internet community and how they feel about Jinder Mahal. They know a lot of people are hip to them putting him as the champion because they're touring in India. Heck, a lot of the freaking K-Fab Indians are on here talking about how much they don't like Jinder Mahal. You know, so we see what they're doing with that. You know what I'm saying? So Paul clearly heard us, and he basically just said what we all wanted to say ourselves, or basically all what we wanted to hear, you know, which kind of makes me wonder, him saying that, why wouldn't Jinder Mahal then win? Because this is WWE logic. If Brock continues to say Paul continues to say what he's saying, right, and then Jinder Mahal loses, that kind of makes them look bad. He basically just said, you're a joke, Jinder. Why do you have the belt? Pretty much calling out Creative on SmackDown, because we know the only reason Jinder has the belt is because Creative, Vince McMahon, the writers backstage, deem it necessary for him to have the belt. But yet Paul Heyman, I don't know if he's breaking the fourth wall or breaking the confines of the wrestling story here, says, you don't even deserve it. I don't even know why you have it. You can't even beat people without having the help of other people. And you want to challenge Brock Lesnar. You haven't even credibly stopped anyone on your own. He's literally tearing down Jinder Mahal into non-scripted, like, well, you can say shoot way or this or that, but into such a way to where even if you're a casual fan, and let's say you were a Jinder Mahal fan, and you're like, I like Jinder Mahal, and you think to yourself, well, he's right. Jinder Mahal has not won anything fairly on himself. Jinder Mahal kind of has been given this position. It is rather clear. So why would we think that Jinder Mahal would win at the pay-per-view? And that's exactly why WWE would make him win. Because if he doesn't win, that just totally lambastes and makes their title on SmackDown look terrible. Now, whether Jinder Mahal wins by nefarious means, whether he pulls a Kevin Nash to Goldberg and uses a cattle prod to put him down, he's going to probably win against Brock Lesnar. And I'm going to be here in Survivor Series in freaking Houston, Texas, just 6.5 miles down the street from me at the Toyota Center to see that go down. Okay, I'm going to be snapping all kinds of photos and all of that, you know what I'm saying, once he cattle prods Brock Lesnar to victory, because I feel like they really, 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 really want to keep it on Jinder. Now, why they do? I don't know. Jinder could have sold his soul to the devil for all I know. I honestly have no idea why, or what he's doing, or what he said to Vince McMahon that would make Vince so high on him that we have to believe that he can beat Shinsuke Nakamura, or he can beat Randy Orton, or now they're going to find a way to make him beat Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, that's what we got about that. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we got Robot Charlie backstage with Robot Kalisto. Why not? He ain't got no personality either. That dude can barely speak on the mic. Listen here, Charlie. I'm going to do this for la familia. Yeah, we gotta get the ratings in from the Latin community. So now I got to talk like this all the time. And I'm like, WWE, it's one thing when you're putting it in there and you can see when the characters do, but it's another thing when it just seems like it's added in so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know y'all are friends, but now they're not just friends, they're la familia. Okay, cool. That's what they are, you know what I'm saying? They're the good guys, conveniently. The good guys versus the bad guys. Yet Vince McMahon, in one of his interviews, said, "There is no heel, there is no babyface." And I quote, "The fans choose who they want to boo for, who they want to cheer for, and who they want to boo. So we don't write baby faces in heel characters anymore." Okay, if we were going by that, then why is it conveniently all the people who just seem to all like each other or all good always on the same team? If they don't distinguish between one another, right? Then do this WWE on one top. Make us some random teams that we wouldn't expect. You know, make like a Brian Kendrick versus Rich Swann, and then, because think about it, you're the general manager. You can do whatever match you wanted. So let's just say this hypothetically. You were playing Booker, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna make it Rich Swann Rich Swann with Brian Kendrick versus Jack Gallagher and Cedric Alexander. And I'm just switch it up on it. They're like, oh my goodness, why are you doing this to her? Ha! It's an interesting story. Why not? Why can't I? Because I can. My goodness, WWE, that's all I'm saying. Just, you can change it up. You don't always have to make the same formulaicness, you know what I'm saying? X plus Y equals XY, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can change it up. You can use all kinds of other variables in this equation, you know what I'm saying? So then we got Sasha versus Bayley versus Alicia Fox. And I knew Alicia was going to win this because I've been predicting Alicia to win from last night at the pay-per-view, and she didn't. And then before then, I wanted her to win. She didn't. At some point, you're going to have to acknowledge her. There's a lot of people, WWE, whether you don't want to push her. And I know how you feel about certain colored people, WWE. I've talked about this in my videos. But other people are going to start to catch on that these people don't get used. She going out there on Twitter, people are like, hey, homegirl's been there for all these years, you don't do nothing. No t-shirt, you don't do nothing. Then people start speaking out on her behalf. Now we start using Alicia Fox. Now she's got a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Now she's winning matches, you know, and she's going to be the captain for the ladies team on Monday Night Raw versus SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? See? So I mean, I think situations like this can help me to understand that WWE and their ways might be just a little antiquated. Not just with women. They'll admit that. They'll admit till the cows come home. We weren't always the best with women. We were not always the best with women. We were not always the best with women. How were you towards colored people in those situations? No, they won't say anything. You were a lot worse to the freaking colored characters, whether it be colored men and women, than you were just the regular women characters. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So I'll tell you this, WWE. Come on. Coco Beware. Really? Do we need to get into the junkyard dog? Come on, WWE. Come on, WWE. The freaking Nation of Domination. Farouk. Look what you did to Ron Simmons when he came in there. I remember growing up and I have wrestling family members talking about how awesome Ron Simmons was. You know, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is the first black it did the world championship wrestling champion. You know, WCW champion and whatnot. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. You know, so my dad was excited when he was coming into the WWE back in I think 95 or so, somewhere along there. You know, and that's how long I've been watching wrestling. 95. He was excited. Oh man, this is great. Then he came in there as Farouk, and it was totally different. Like, huh. So they changed him from the all-American super athlete Ron Simmons to just he's an angry black dude. I was like, yeah, that's what WWE does, you know. I know it's crazy, right? So that's what I'm saying. Women ain't the only people they are not using on here, you know. So anyway, Alicia wins. She should have won. I'm glad that she won. You know, it's about time she gets some recognition. You know, she's been there for a long time. You know, let the girl get her her just due, her comeuppance, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I was okay with that. Then we got Enzo out with the Zoe train, and I was okay with that. All right. Enzo bought off some people. I've said it before. They were like, all right, where do all these people come from? Then I even speculated. I was like, unless Enzo bought these people off. Because Enzo's got money. He's got the royalty money. You know what I'm saying? He's got that merchandise check. You know, he's got the DVD money and all of that. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's paying people off. All right, he's paying off Drew Gulak, Noam Dar, Tony Nese, and Ariel Daivari. And I got to say, I definitely dug Drew Gulak with the note reading. Reading for what Enzo would say, because Enzo lost his voice last night. So you even got Drew Gulak with Enzo's microphone, and he's holding it the right way too. You know what I'm saying? So he's got the microphone, and he's definitely holding it like such, giving out everything. You know what I'm saying? But he's speaking in his usual monotonic. Like he plays the politician type dude on 205, the no-fly zone. You know what I'm saying? So he's speaking like that, just basically running down on Enzo's lines, and then it sounds hilarious with him doing it. And then you know, and he's like, and you can't teach that. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it, so I enjoyed it, and that's what I'm saying here. I enjoyed a 205 segment on Monday Night Raw. I like Enzo being the champion. He brings a certain amount of focus onto the belt. I'm okay with that. He doesn't have to, like I've said, not everybody has to be a high flyer. It's okay. It's okay. That's why I like Drew Gulak. And he's like, no fly zone. Drew Gulak is a great wrestler who can wrestle. You know, he can fly too. He chooses not to want to fly. Only Lorcan, you know what I'm saying? That's another dude that's like that. They've got bruisers that are say, you know, in the cruiserweight at level. We'll say like 165 to like say 205. Okay, who don't want to necessarily flip around, so you don't have to flip, so it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I like what they're doing with the Enzo. I'm like, let him stay. He's bringing up the ratings, which he actually is. You know, he's getting people interested in it that wasn't normally interested, or as they say in the WWE, he's got eyes being focused onto the product. Have no problem with that. So you got, like I said, you got Drew Gulak, Noam Dar, Tony Nese, Ariel Daivari versus Grand Metalik, Kalisto, Mustafa Ali, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander. And who the hell do you think won? Per every time they do these matches, I always come in and say, and here comes Team Good Guy. Team Good Guy always wins. They can never be stopped. You know what I'm saying? They won. That's all you can say to that. You know, and it wasn't that. You know, it was what it was. I would love to see the cruiserweights in this 3-hour show actually get more time, you know, but they gave them more time, you know what I'm saying? So they had this segment here, and the match could have been a little bit longer, but because of what's coming up next, I had to let it slide. All right, so we got Kurt Angle out, Self Survivor Series, pretty much. You know, he's got the Shield pay-per-view. He's got to do what he's got to do, you know what I'm saying? Now, he's pretty much out here to do that. And then before he can really get to doing too much, here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Shane McMahon. And you got Shane McMahon. He come on down there, and he's staring at him. I'm like, all right, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? He got the whole locker room with him. He come on down with everybody. When I say everybody, everybody. They come on down, they swarm the ring. This is like some Warriors type shit. Like, Warriors, come out and play. Because that's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? This was like gang mentality. They say hostile takeover. That's what he said. I got two words for you. Hostile takeover. And that's what Shane said. And you know his Shane and his overly calm self. So he's just standing there just like, hostile takeover. And I think that was the key word, because I remember WWE used to, or somebody used to do a hostile takeover. So I'm guessing Survivor Series isn't Survivor Series anymore. It's a hostile takeover. There used to be a pay-per-view called that, hostile takeover. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing maybe we switched up and then went back to it because they used that buzzword a little bit too much. I understand what happens when the initiative goes into the microphone and then a certain person has to relay that word to the people over and over, so then it then starts to resonate inside of their psyche. And the word for today that we needed to resonate with was, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, hostile takeover. And that was the buzzword for this evening. Hostile Takeover and mumps. That's the bonus word for this evening. And that'll be the bonus word for this week. Mumps. Yeah, so pretty much they Kurt Angle leaves out of that ring, and they start standing there for a bit, and then Shane McMahon is just like, don't do what y'all do. And they going back there and they start kicking ass and taking names. And when I say kicking ass, they kicked ass. And not some of this like, oh, I'm kicking ass. No, I mean, like, they were like, it seemed like fourth wall kicking ass. Now, I haven't seen an angle like this in quite some time. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, we just saw this. We just saw it. When did we just see the entire SmackDown or an entire show turn heel? When? No, that's what I'm asking you. The last time we saw an invasion like this, and they even did a pay-per-view called Invasion. That's what Hostile Takeover and Invasion was with WCW, and then they had one with like ECW. But when was the last time we've seen the whole locker room show up and beat people down like that? We've seen locker room brawls. Remember, they would come out, you got one side, they'd come out, and then they would just start fighting. We've seen the whole locker room empty out and they fight each other. This was a one-sided beatdown. You know what I'm saying? This was a one-sided brutal assault. And it started with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. So at first I wasn't sure who they were attacking or who they were looking for, because when they see Apollo, they're like, Titus Worldwide? And I'm like, okay, guess they're not after Titus. He's a manager, he didn't really do anything. Then they started beating up Titus and Apollo. When I say beating them up, they jumped that dude. It was clearly 8 dudes just pounding on Titus and Apollo. Dudes is in a fetal position, trying to cover themselves for dear life. They beat up some regular random dude standing there. We don't even know who he was. It could have been freaking Lance, the technical guy. If that was Lance, Lance got his ass whooped from earlier. Lance standing with the headset on, just like la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Hostile whooped his ass. Lance is done for. He done. Okay, check this out. Then they go into the back. You see the girl step on up there. I'm looking at Dana Brooke. Dana over here, look, she saw the motherfucker. Shoom. Dana turned into the Flash, tapped into the Speed Force, and like that, was out in an instant. You know what I'm saying? She ran off. The other girls ran off. They coming back after them. They see, you got Sasha over there. You got Mickey James over there. And Bailey over there. And it was somebody else here. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, then you got the SmackDown girls. I saw Tamina. I saw Natalya over there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. The 4 of them went against the 4 of them, and they just started pop, 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 pop. It was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Thoroughly enjoyed it. Ass was getting whooped. It was beat down everywhere. It was freaking fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So basically, and then they went into the dude locker room. Oh, this is why I'm saying I haven't seen a segment like this before. Seriously. All right, WWE. I mean, all y'all out there, if you've seen it, just let me know in the comment section if you've seen something similar like this on WWE. These dudes were sitting in the locker room just chilling. They were just like, how you doing, man? We had a good match, right? Yeah, we had a good match, right? Everything's good. And then dudes come from behind, pow, just knocked them out of the shit, just beating them up in the locker room. They never saw it coming. They were just sitting there just chilling in the locker room. People were just that's what I liked about it. No one knew it was coming. This wasn't some, well, go get help, and then you see the law, like usually when they do these segments, they go take over the ring, and then the locker room comes out to the ring. Not the locker room didn't know it, so they were just all just sitting around, just chilling. And then you had like the Shield. That fucking Seth Rollins is hiding in the shadows. Seth Rollins just comes jumping down. Dean Ambrose, already know Dean Ambrose throwing caution to the wind. He's like, bro, I just got my ass whooped last night by all these people. I don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Dean Ambrose, and they trying to take down the Shield. Wham bam, thank you, officer. The Shield is done for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got AJ Styles done joined in on the fray with freaking Shinsuke Nakamura. I seen him over there in the damn background. So pretty much SmackDown just they turned heel into such a way. I mean, they beat down the Raw locker room. Like I said, there's beat downs when you come out there and you do it in the spirit of competition. There's beat downs when you're like, you beat up the dude like Finn Balor and AJ Styles. They beat up each other. It's all right. And then there's beat downs like this where you beat up a dude he's trying to shake your hand. You beat up Titus O'Neil. They about ready to be like, what's up, baby? Bah, they beat them up. You know what I'm saying? You beat up Lance, the technical dude, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You beat up guys in the locker room after they done had they match and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I saw him like SmackDown done turn friggin' heel on the whole team. All of the team then turn heel on us. And I was totally digging it. They bring Kurt out there, you know what I'm saying? And then he's just standing there. You know, they got everybody out there and it's like, look at this. They drag Kurt. Get Kurt. Get him. They drag Kurt right back out to the ring and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like, we got this Survivor Series. And then they just leave him there. And then Shane McMahon, like the freaking general that he is. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about like the general manager bullshit. No, like the general. Like in the army that he is. He's all like, let's roll out. And they ain't say nothing. In their blue shirt, the blue SmackDown shirt, just rolled on out of there. Freaking, oh my goodness. Fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Me, I don't care about what other people thought. Me, my opinion was I entertained. Like Sheamus would say when he turned to the crowd, are you entertained? Like, okay, I was entertained by a good portion of that. I'm giving the show a 7. You know what I'm saying? I can clearly see they were doing something here. They're trying to build the Survivor Series so they can make me happy when they come here, because I'm going to be seeing NXT. Then the next night, I'm going to be seeing Survivor Series. Then the next night, Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown. So I was like, all right, look, they got me pumped up for Houston coming here, because I'll tell you this, everybody can say wrestling is this and wrestling that on TV, but I have gone to enough to see it live, and it's off the chain when it's live. When you're sitting there chanting, and you know what I'm saying, especially you got a little bit of beer in you, maybe you were smoking, you know what I'm saying, you doing whatever you were doing before you come in. The energy, the enthusiasm, when you are there live, it is second to none. And you tend to forget about script, there's storytelling that. You're just in the moment, just enjoying the fight. There's no commercial breaks to stop anything. There's nothing to come along and you know, mess up everything. You know, everything just segues and flows in, you know. It's a totally enjoyable experience. You don't have to be front row. You can be mid-crowd. You can be all the way up into the top. And you can still have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's just the experience of going. And that's what I'm excited about. This freaking Survivor Series weekend is going to be off the chain, man. But that's pretty much what happened on Monday Night Raw. In a nutshell. There's a lot of action, you know. I mean, there was the highs and its lows. You know, we had its peaks, its valleys, its troughs, all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's getting better. I'll tell you that. It's getting better by much, you know. But look at this. That Mumps, the new creative writer, a.k.a. viral meningitis, a.k.a. the Mumps. You know, he came up in here, or she, whoever, question mark, came in here and wrote this show and made it better. Think about how good it's going to be knowing that we got Monday Night Raw with no Roman Reigns on it to show up. That means that the show has to be written with other people in mind. Isn't it nice to see a Monday Night Raw when their initiative kind of flows towards other people? Oh yeah, and before I get out of here, because I didn't speak on that, Braun Strowman, what's going on with Braun? And I'm so glad I remembered that. Braun. They just put him in the back of a dump truck. Is Braun a babyface now? I mean, is Braun a good guy now? What happened after that? That's a freaking compressor thing. Seriously. So we just going to keep Braun off of TV for weeks and weeks and allow Kane to be built up, and then there's no one there, so he's just going to be the monster, and then Braun is just going to miraculously show up in Houston? Like, how is this going to work? No, seriously. How is this going to work? WW motherfucking E. But seriously, man. Braun, I don't know where you are, man, but you were awesome last night. I thoroughly enjoyed you. You have gotten so much better. I don't care about the Braun detractors out there. You are the freaking man. There are a lot of people that tune in to see you weekly, Braun. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people that you are holding down for, and I give kudos and mad props to Braun Strowman. You know what I'm saying? AKA the monster among men. AKA I'm not finished with you, Roman Reigns. Love this guy. I'll put people in the trash for fun, and now I'm gonna kill the man who put me in the trash. He's gonna kill the Miz. Okay, fine. Let's just say hypothetically, Miz, you didn't push that button. Other people threw him in. And you were like, whoa, stop. Maybe Braun might be like, look, I know it was them. You tried to stop them. You pushed the fucking button, Miz. Oh, he's coming for you. He's gonna dish out some retribution, some comeuppance on freaking Cesaro, Sheamus, Kane, Miz. It's gonna be freaking amazing. That's why I was saying, is Braun Strowman a babyface? He's gonna be going after all of these bad guys. And I always wondered, I was like, all right, so what do we do with the Braun Strowman character? Clearly he's over. Clearly he's popular. People they want to cheer for Adam Sharon. We want to cheer for Adam. He's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time I saw him back when he was with Adam Rose. He was in one of the what do they call that? That party posse that he used to do there. His entourage. When remember Adam would fall down and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and also in Adam Rose, another case of people coming up from NXT and ultimately getting killed, you know, or getting humbled, you know. It's like, we do good in NXT, you come up to the main roster, maybe it doesn't translate as well. Let's have them suck. But anyway, Monday Night Raw wasn't that bad, you know. This is just some miscellaneous actual talk here, you know. I like my Braun Strowman, you know. I'm really, really happy where they're going with him. I want to see him back before then. I don't want to wait for 4 weeks to see Braun Strowman live. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him before then. And he may show up on the Go Home episode in 3.5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But that was that for Monday Night Raw. I'll have that SmackDown review coming soon after the show is over and all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I love doing this. You know what I'm saying? Akiharho here. Follow my wrestling channel. You know what I'm saying? I got an Instagram I just started up there, you know. But 2 weeks ago I followed a wrestling there. I'm all kinds of pictures and stuff. I make a lot of pictures doing like the graphic designing and doing the editing, because this whole thing that I have right here is like a drawing monitor, so I can move stuff around. I can like draw on there and all of that good stuff. So and then I got my Facebook Wrestling Multiverse page, you know what I'm saying? So definitely check that out. You know, there's more to come. I love talking about all of this. And one day, hopefully people are going to see me commentating. Now, if they tell me to get in the ring, then, I mean, I'll get in the ring, you know what I'm saying? But I really, really, really want to commentate and referee. I want to be the biggest referee. Why couldn't I be like a 6'3", 245-pound ref, right? See, I think that would be pretty freaking cool. But yeah. That's it for Monday Night Raw. You know, you're going to catch me tomorrow for that SmackDown review, you sexy, glorious bastards out there. And I will definitely talk with you later. So, ciao.